Hello, y'all. It's now 2:24 a.m. in the morning. So, I'm emotionally stabbed in the heart right now. Well, I'm going to try to talk about it while it's fresh in my mind. And it's like my phone battery is at 61%. I'm not going to do a live stream because I wanted to do this video uninterrupted. So yeah, like, I don't even know where to begin. So, I just now saw the video and I downloaded it too, where it was December 10th. Like, my twin sister waited until Blake's birthday of last year. It was December 10th of last year. And so, my twin sister entitled a video where she talked about, oh, I could get Wyatt on the phone. Excuse me. And so, I just listened to the video, and it was an emotional stab to the heart. So I'm gonna try to tell my side of the story and tell the truth, and try to straighten out the lies. So my twin sister, like, when Blake got shot and killed, what happened was, okay, it was definitely in daylight. I was on what was it? It was Eastern Standard Time. It was sometime between 9 and 11 a.m. in the morning. It was not even really early, or it could have been after 8:30. And then, excuse me, it was the day we found out Blake got shot and killed. And it was, well, I found out on December 13th, because he got shot and killed late at night on December 12th of 2016. And, so, like, I was not on speaking terms with my twin sister at that time, and a lot of the family, But I talked to the biological nephew, Josh. It was like over the summer, and I talked to Wyatt over the summer too. The biological cousin, Daryl Jr., who they call Do, I talked to him a few times before he turned out into a full-fledged perp. And so, my twin sister texted me and said, Candy, it's an emergency. Blake, and I didn't see everything, and then I went to use the bathroom. And after I went to use the bathroom, I saw the message. I had to use the bathroom really bad, and I think I remember I had one of those times when I was on the toilet for like 3 hours. 3 hours on the toilet. So it could have been like somewhere between 8:30 and definitely before 11 o'clock. I don't remember exactly, but excuse me, my twin sister had texted me, and when she said it's an emergency, Blake, whatever, I didn't see the whole message because I had to use the run to the bathroom. After I came back, I had realized, because when she said it was an emergency, I thought it was a medical emergency, like that Blake might have had. But one of the last things I would have guessed was for him to be shot and killed. So I had a limited amount of minutes on my phone because I had one of those government phones. And so I had a limited amount of minutes on my phone. And what my twin sister would do was, when I would have, and Ramona used to do that too, when I would have a limit on the amount of minutes on the phone that I would have, they would drain my minutes on purpose. And then then look for an excuse to pick an argument with me after they drained all of my minutes with a whole month. If they drained all my minutes for the whole month out within one day, if I say, for example, if I had a limit of 300 minutes to last me the whole month, and if that's the case, then, they would talk me out in one day, and Sean would do that too, So then, so me and my twin sister, we were talking and getting along, because I was mad at her about something I don't remember, or we weren't on speaking terms for a while, and I don't remember what the argument was before. I mean, a few months before that. And then, so it's like, when I told my twin sister that she was draining my minutes, just sitting on the phone saying nothing, and I asked, well, can you call me back, because I don't want all my minutes to be ran up, for the month. And she got an attitude, and, she kept me on the phone, like she tried to keep me on hold, like she was like, hold up. And it's like, well, like she will always throughout the years, like making like she wants to put me on hold, and will leave me on, like be inconsiderate and disrespectful enough to leave me on hold for three whole hours. And that's some perp activity right there. For her to leave me on hold, and there these perps go again. She would leave me on hold for she would leave me on hold for 3 whole hours, wasting all my minutes. Damn, right when I start to get to telling the story, that's when they finally come back. And they got the tail lights on now. Damn, they're perps, they're distracting me from what I needed to talk about. Come on, just get y'all asses in and quit playing. They're doing this shit on purpose. Get the fuck in and just go. Now they're doing fake street theater. Excuse me. Damn. So, yeah. And they pulled off at precisely 2:33 a.m. in the morning. It's 2:33 right now. That Masonic 33. So, excuse me. So, like, my twin sister was like, I told her in a normal way, I try to say that, can we talk later? Because I'm trying to, basically I was trying to say I needed to ration the amount of minutes left on my phone. Because she kept me on hold for a long time. And so then she said, I'm coming! And I'm like, and she's like, And she's like, our cousin just died, and all you care about is minutes on your phone? She said, our cousin just died, and all you care about is minutes on your phone. And I'm like, well, we'll end up with no minutes. Like, and I would end up with no minutes. So we got into a heated argument. A very heated argument. You know, when she was perping and playing games and trying to drain all my minutes on purpose. And so we got into an argument because of that. And then, so there was no talk about, or even during the argument or anything, there was no talk about, you know, me saying, good, I'm glad Blake was dead. But she was the one who spreading those lies. So she had been lying for years. And saying that I looked over Blake's casket and said, good, I'm glad he's dead. That's been her narrative for so many years. But there was no mention of me talking about being good. Talking about me saying, good, I'm glad Blake is dead. If I felt that way, I would not have even considered or even thought of to go to his funeral. My twin sister has lied, manipulated, and switched her story so many times on stuff that I never said. So she was that mad that she was malicious with telling lies on me because she's mad at me. So, yeah, like she lied, like talking about, oh, I can get Wyatt on the phone, and her and Wyatt were gossiping and talking bad about me on last year for on Blake's death anniversary, and she didn't even have the dates right. You care about the damn family so much, but you don't even have the dates right. Blake's birthday was December 10th. The biological grandma Ruby, the biological aunt drunk lady Yvonne, who was Blake's mom, and then Mark's birthday, all three of them, their birthday is December 11th. And then Blake got shot and killed on this late night, December 12th. And it was two nights after his birthday, almost 3 nights after his birthday, that Blake got shot and killed. All right. So it was December 11th. And this truly happened. I wasn't filming and recording and didn't even realize about gang stalking at the time. But it was the worst in Greenville, South Carolina, about gang stalkers trying to run over me with their cars. There were eyewitnesses. It was a white male gang stalker. I don't remember if he had one headlight or not. But he nearly succeeded at striking me with his car by speeding. He made a left turn and sped so fast and nearly succeeded at striking me with his car. And so the people who saw, they were terrified, and I was terrified. And starting that, and that was that Sunday, the 11th. It was Monday the 12th, Blake got shot and killed. Then Tuesday the 13th was when my twin sister had called me up. And so it was that Friday in the middle of the night when I started to feel like this strange, bad-ass vertigo. Really bad vertigo. And didn't know why. But in 2008, I had a nightmare that Blake died. And it was like It was 2007 or 2008. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I had this nightmare, this bad dream that Blake died. It was either in 2007 or 2008. And I was living in Denton, Texas at the time. And it was either 2007 or 8. I don't remember the year. But it was one of those 2 years. And I woke up disturbed and scared. And then, like, over the summer, shortly after I was brand new and moved into that apartment in Greenville, South Carolina, that Section 8 apartment, and there were gunshots. It sounded like as if people were trying to shoot at my apartment building or trying to shoot at me within 2 months. And it's like, who are these people? Why are they trying to shoot me? I remember having to go and duck and run and hide in the bathroom. And there was a lot of shooting over there in that area. And it's like, I had never really experienced that before. And it's like, why are people trying to shoot at me and targeting me? What did I do? I'm brand new here. I just got here, only been here 2 weeks. Excuse me. And almost every night I had to run into the bathroom. It didn't even cross my mind to call the police or anything. Maybe I did and they just didn't do anything, but I kind of don't remember. But then, I kept on having nightmares. I had nightmares about guns or, and I usually don't dream about guns. But I had a nightmare about guns being under my pillow. I had even nightmares about people shooting at me. I had nightmares about, it was July of that year, I think. And I had a nightmare about our family attending a black woman's funeral who in real life, I don't know that person, but it was a woman. We were at a funeral of a woman who I don't know in real life, and that was supposed to be portrayed as a family member. And then next thing you know, Blake got shot and killed. And then in 2017, about a month or two after Blake got shot and killed, I had a nightmare about Raymond dying or Raymond getting shot and killed. Excuse me. So, but anyway, back to that day. When me and my twin sister argued. Now, my twin sister lied in the video where she put Wyatt on the phone. I just watched the video, right before coming on this video. This is not a live stream, it's a regular video. So it's like, my twin sister, everything she said in that video talking about, I could get Wyatt on the phone. So Sean, throughout the years, just like my twin sister, and a lot of other family members have, done stuff like make false rumors about me or say bad things, make up lies on me and stuff, So I figured that, it had to have been one of the, either Sean or Wyatt were the only two who would make up such lies like this. So so me and my twin sister, we got into an argument because she tried to falsely portray me as being selfish when actually she was the selfish one. Why you put me on hold and being inconsiderate? If I would have needed more minutes to talk to the family about Blake's death, excuse me. And so I mean, if I would have said something like that, I would not, especially if I would have said something like that before Blake's funeral, I would have got jumped. Just like the family was about to jump me based on lies, So my twin sister, there was no talk about, my twin sister lied and said in that video she lied and said that she lied and said that it was early, like 6 o'clock in the morning. No, it wasn't. And I don't think she was on Central Time. I don't remember if she was living in in Mississippi or Texas at that time, at the time of Blake's death, but she damn sure was not on living on Eastern Standard Time. So it was Eastern Standard Time when I was living in Greenville, South Carolina, and she most likely was on Central Time. So she lied and said it might have been early in the morning when she texted me, but I did not get the message or talk to her until like much later on that morning. You know. It wasn't until much later on that morning that I noticed the text message. And it's like, wait a minute, I thought I had her phone number blocked because we weren't on good terms. So maybe she might have had a different or a newer phone number, or maybe I don't remember what the case was, but some kind of way she was able to text message me that. And so so she was that mad at me over a petty little argument, and she tried to reel me in and try to bait and reel me into arguing with her when I really didn't want to. You know, and it was a small little argument over me trying to tell her, about her, wasting my time just being silent on the phone and keeping me on hold for hours and a long time and everything. And she tried to make it like she was responding to trolls and stuff like that. But she should have been considerate enough to be like, well, Candy, I'm going to call you back. But she stayed on the phone with me and was just draining and wasting my minutes on purpose for no reason, because that's what the perp shit she would do in the game she would play. Excuse me. So then after that, so like we argued, but there was no talk about me saying, good, I'm glad Blake is dead. I didn't say any of that. But I went down to the funeral and I said certain like Monica and Rebecca and Yvonne and Daryl Jr., they all acted weird and mean. And Derek, Derek was nice during the funeral, but after the funeral, during the repast, Derek started to gaslight and act a certain kind of just weird and trying to avoid me and didn't know what the hell was going on. But Monica had an attitude with me and thought she had the fake authority to restrict me from riding in a family funeral limo when she restricted me from riding in the family funeral limo when she put her daughter Malia to ride in the limo. And then Monica herself forced me she forced me to ride in the car with her fake friend Erica. And the car ride was uncomfortable because Erica acted like she didn't even want me in her car. And Monica is a generation, like they grew up together. We got taken away from foster care, but we are in the same generation with Blake. Monica's my niece. So Monica is a generation lower of a cousin. She's a generation lower. And Malia is like 2 generations lower than us. That's my great niece, Malia. So, and I know that they were perping me by mixing their names and Aaliyah's names, or their baby daddy's names and Aaliyah's name, on purpose, for perp reasons. Like the family been perping and abusing, So then, excuse me. So then, like Monica was giving me dirty looks. And, I even tried to tell Erica about Monica, acting a certain kind of way towards me. And because in 2015 when I came to New Orleans and visited, and I didn't get along with any of the family was abusive towards me. Monica, Ramona, and Yvonne and all of them were abusive towards me when I came to visit, all the way a 3-day bus trip from Los Angeles to New Orleans, just to realize that, I asked Ramona if it was okay for me to come and visit, and she said it was. Like, she acted like she hesitated, but then later on she said yeah. And then, like, I just didn't understand why the family was acting a certain way towards me, And when Ramona beat me up and put bruises on me in 2015, and they were all gaslighting and gossiping and doing a lot of weird different things to me in 2015. And that was when Yvonne said, when Blake said, you're unwanted, what make you think things gonna change? Don't come back down here. And then he said, let me tell you something, Ramona is a very evil witch. And Yvonne came right behind him and said, don't come back down here no more. And if you do, you go stay in a hotel. And I'm like, I'm family. Why should I have to stay in a hotel when other family, they're allowed to come and visit and spend the night by Yvonne and everything? So, but I still didn't even think to talk about, good, I'm glad he's dead. But the way Blake said it to me, you're unwanted. What makes you think things gonna change? Don't come back down here. So when he he said it in a way like talking to me like a very elementary little child. And I said in 2015 that that Monica treats me like I'm really, 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 really... Her version of being fake nice is to treat me like I'm very elementary, like I'm really, 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 really retarded with no common sense at all. Treat me like I don't have any sense. And that's my niece, and she's younger than me, and 3 years younger than me, and a generation lower than me. But my twin sister got everybody thinking, oh, Candy's retarded. Or Candy got something super wrong with her. Because the fake foster mom, Adrian Felder, brainwashed my twin sister and everybody else to think that I'm the problem because I'm the targeted individual and they're all satanic perps. So then, Ramona, Mark, and Wyatt and certain other family members, it was kind of divided. Like, certain family members were blatantly assholes, and other family members pretended to be fake nice just for the funeral. And then Wyatt, Mark, and Ramona later on that night. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but even at the repast, like, certain family members were acting weird. And gaslighting and acting weird and just doing, like, some dirty, mean things, And then, like, it's like I was very hurt. And I'm going to understand that all of us were hurt about Blake. And it was a shock, like, just random out of nowhere, So, excuse me. So then, but yeah, like, so, like, let me try to not talk ahead of myself. Excuse me. So then, my anxiety is really high right now. So, it was after the repast later on that night, and I mentioned about how Rebecca hugged everybody in the house except for me and singled me out unprovoked for no reason at all. And that she especially hugged Wyatt and grabbed his face and gave him a deep kiss on the cheek. It's especially Wyatt, And when she hugged everybody else and but me, like I'm the only one that don't exist. And she was like, what? Like, I'm like, Rebecca, what about me? What? And then she was like a hateful kind of hug, like, and then stormed out of the door. But at the funeral, I passed by multiple times looking all around for Rebecca. And she basically just like, she had on sunglasses and was wearing a lot of blue and was dressed in disguise. And I passed by her multiple times not realizing that was her. And she kind of got like this little attitude, or like she had on sunglasses so I couldn't see, but she was like, you know, because it had been years since I saw Rebecca. So, like, the family treating me dirty all these years, and now they're mad that I'm speaking things about them. But they huddle together and gossip and tell lies about me and think the shit is funny and start false rumors about me. My twin sister is the queen of false rumors, worse than what the biological mom Frances was when she was alive. So, excuse me. So later on that night when we were at Yvonne's house, every time I tried to cry, Ramona tried to force me to be quiet and make it like as if I'm an embarrassment to the family. Like, I'm not allowed to cry. I'm forbidden and not allowed to cry. And she's like if I start crying, and she's like, Candy, like as if me crying is inappropriate. But Yvonne and Rebecca and everybody else was allowed to cry. You know, excuse me. So, I mean, I may have had certain altercations and stuff with the family for certain reasons, this or that. But, I mean, I heard that with gang stalking, that your family members sign a non-disclosure agreement and get given hush money to hate the target individual and to treat that target very mean. Like, they sign non-disclosure agreements to treat you mean and everything and stay away from you. And they got gagged, you know, I guess gag order or something like that. And they get hush money and they get paid to, you know, keep Masonic secrets about you, the target. So then, you know, later on that night, after being by Yvonne's house, we went over by Ramona's house. And it was like, she was living, like Ramona was living like 2 blocks away or something like that. Like 2 blocks away plus around the corner. And there was a big king-size bed at Ramona's house. And Mark, Wyatt, and Ramona were, you know, sleeping in that bed. And they try to, oh, and I think they had Malia in that bed too. I don't remember. But they tried to tell me, oh, there was no room for me. You know, and then when I told my twin sister about it on the phones after I got back to South Carolina, she was like, oh, you see that? Oh, you see that? That's the light skin for light skin. Because around that time, as I said, my twin sister was pretty much banned by the family and shunned by the family. I mean, banned from the family and shunned by the family because of her, when she pulled a gun out on Wyatt in 2014 and lied about her story so many times. And then she lied about her story so many times when she had a physical fight with Mark and Mark got arrested. So, like, Mark got arrested and went to jail and had to take some anger management classes. But then we were at Yvonne's house later that night. It was not at the funeral. My twin sister's not even getting her facts straight. And Mark, Wyatt, Ramona, and Raymond all huddled together. They all huddled together and talked about that they were glad that my twin sister didn't come down there because they were gonna jump. They were talking about wanting to jump her, and they were all mad and stuff. Talking about, sorry about that. Talking about wanting to jump her because they were mad at her for having Mark put in jail. You know. So, I mean. And the story about the fight with Wyatt, she told so many times. I mean, she switched her story around so many times. And the story about Mark, she switched around so many times. So in 2014, she pulled a gun out on Wyatt. And in 2015, she had Mark arrested. And she showed me a picture of a bloody face. And she said that Mark bloodied her face up really bad. But then Mark tried to say that my twin sister bloodied her own face up. But both Mark and my twin sister lied so damn much. So neither one of them are to, like, I didn't know who to freaking believe. You know? Excuse me. Like, so then, And Raymond was like, yeah, Brandy, yeah, she said I raped her, you heard me? Yeah, she said I raped her, you heard me? And stuff like that. And I don't remember what else they were freaking talking about. But we were at Yvonne's house late that night. Before we went over to over to Ramona's house. And then, you know, we spent the night overnight, and I was days of sleep deprived. Raymond had a girlfriend named Quandra Harvey. She's not related to us, I don't think, but she shares the same last name as our maternal side of the family. And so Quandra had for me to hold the baby, and I was holding the baby for a long time, and I was very sleep deprived and not feeling well. And excuse me, and I begged somebody to take the baby, and everybody just kept ignoring me. And Quandra's son, Joseph, was 11 years old, and he was like smart ass and disrespectful. You know, very disrespectful at 11 years old. And my the older sister Ramona used to talk about how she couldn't stand Quandra. She hated Quandra. She didn't like Quandra. But she acted like she was defenseless and scared to tell Quandra, I don't want you here. But all she did was talk bad about Quandra behind her back. But Ramona know how to kick me out and throw me out if she don't like me or when she want to get mad at me. So then, and I'm looking over my shoulder, being hyper vigilant because of, you know, the stalkers and all the threats and everything. So I'm looking over my shoulder, making sure no weirdo comes, you know, and try to do me something. So then, excuse me. So then, like, when I was, and then Mark yelled at me and said, drink some water. Like, he angrily yelled at me and said, drink some water. You know. And that didn't really help me feel better. You know, I still don't think I got any sleep, you know. And then I remember trying to treat the family to breakfast the next morning. You know, I made attempts at trying, you know. But then later on that night, Ramona was, you know, making like she wanted to see everybody off. And then, and she would, like, a few minutes after they left, she was like, oh, I missed them already. But Ramona was doing stuff like trying to rub on my leg and talk weird to me and stuff like that. It's too embarrassing. You know, I was trying to figure out what the hell was she trying to do. And, But then later on, it's like later on, she was talking about how she misses Mark and Wyatt already. But I don't remember if it rained or if it suddenly, because it was warmer earlier that day. I think it rained earlier in the morning, and then like right before the funeral or during the funeral, they said a transformer blew out or something like that. But and then it was like a sunny day or a normal day, and excuse me. And then later on that night, I don't remember if it rained, but that next night was Friday, and then I think that there was a shooting in that area, and I don't remember if someone got shot and killed or if they just got shot. But I just remember hearing about some shooting when we went to the corner store that Friday, in the evening, and then excuse me, and then afterwards, well, later in the night, it was already dark, and Ramona took me on St. Bernard Avenue, not exactly by St. Bernard and Broad, but she took me kind of like on the St. Bernard side, going towards downtown, and she sent for me to get on the bus, the transit bus, to then go to the Greyhound bus. And then she tried to tell me, because the weather was changing, and she tried to tell me, oh, you're going to get sick, or you're going to get sick as a dog, or something like that, she said. And then next thing I knew, I really was very sick. I really was very sick. And so if it was true that look, they have a fake garbage truck that's just there to make noise harassment, to try to distract my video. I didn't even know he was there because I got my earbuds in. Excuse me. So, me and my twin sister argued the day we found out Blake died. But sometime in between that time and the funeral, because it took a couple of weeks before the funeral happened. Just like with Wyatt, it took a couple of weeks. And so, well, how come in between that time, me and my twin sister were on good terms and talking, I guess up until the funeral. My twin sister did not go to Blake's funeral for whatever reason. All I know was, it wasn't until I came back from the funeral, and I think I remember it was a Saturday afternoon, and I talked to her on the phone, and she wasn't on good terms with the family either. So then, cause I was wondering, how could she get this information? That if Wyatt wasn't on speaking terms with her, none of them were on speaking terms with her. And all I know was, she called, we talked on the phone after I got back to South Carolina, to that apartment. And she told me that it was the talk of the family. She didn't want to mention any family names. And she tried to say that it was the talk of the family that I looked over Blake's casket and said, good, I'm glad he's dead. And so I was confused and infuriated by that. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought the family wasn't talking to her. How would she say something like this? Something she freaking made up. So she lied on me and said that I looked over Blake's, and she had this narrative for almost a whole decade. Up until last year, probably. But she'd been lying for years and said that I looked over Blake's casket and said, good, I'm glad he's dead. And then I said, well, if I would have felt that way, why would I have gone to the funeral? And then she tried to say, lie and say that, oh, well, Candy said she went to the funeral just to make sure he was dead. And I never said that either. So now she switched up her story so many times. And she got Wyatt in cahoots with her and speaking bad about me and telling lies and stuff. So she was not on good terms with the family, and she was banned from the family. I was pretty much too. Because the family was mad at both of us in 2015, 16, 17, you know, until I came back to New Orleans in 2017 and was living here, you know. But for Derek to be mad at me 2015, 16, 17, all those years, like, what have I done to you if we haven't even spoken to each other? I mean, as I said, Derek would never, come on, man, they're really perping. And they got strange tail lights too. Damn, I missed it. The garbage truck. But anyway. So, you know. And when I saw Blake in 2015 when I first came in town, I'm like, hey, Blake. Blake was like this. Like, he looked away and was like that. And when I'm like, oh, hey, Monica, I'm like, hey, Candy. Like as if she just saw me last week. But then I had altercations and arguments with Ramona. And Ramona smear campaigned and told Monica lies about me and had Monica acting vicious towards me. You know. But the family, you know, it's like... So, I mean, I was never really accepted or wanted around the family. And, like, my twin sister manipulating and convincing everybody that I'm the worst demon in the family. So, I mean, my twin sister pledges allegiance to the devil. Sold her soul. And now is trying to use projection and lie to people and saying that I am so demonic. When it's her. Excuse me. And so yeah, like, so now, when my twin sister said it was one of the brothers that said that, like, she brought it up in 2010, just randomly, December 10th of last year, randomly out of nowhere. And I said it had to have been either Wyatt or Sean to have said that. And she said one of the brothers had said that. And so I was disappointed because, like, and, yeah, I told this story already that in 2022, I don't even know if Wyatt had any connection with the fake Darnell Williams perp. But my twin sister, sounds like she manipulated and convinced Wyatt to believe the lie that I scammed for hotel rooms. It's like my twin sister and Wyatt was gossiping and talking bad about me really bad in that video. Last year, December 10th. I just saw the video for the first time right before, a few minutes before getting on this live. I mean, this YouTube video, regular video. And I was like, I had to brace myself for what lies would have been told. So now, I didn't realize that Wyatt helped my twin sister lie on me. You know, I just saw the video, but I mean, I couldn't bring myself to watch it for a long time. So Wyatt is also going along, when he was alive, you know, going along with the false narrative. Now, first, my twin sister lied and said that family members said that I looked over Blake's casket and said, good, I'm glad he's dead. And I never said that. Excuse me, and that's been her narrative for years. If that was the case, how come the family didn't tell me anything in 2017? They didn't tell me anything in 2018. I would not have been welcome around Yvonne or Ramona's house then. But it was October 2018. Yvonne was, when I came back from Los Angeles and working at the Grand Canyon, and I was wondering why she why she just got drunk and cussed me out, and for no reason at all. And I said, look, lady, I never got into an argument with you. I never disrespected you. And she just showed me the door, and she was making jail threats and threats to get me locked up in a mental institution for no reason at all. And so then, and like her son, my cousin Daryl Jr., who they call Do, was perping with Aaliyah's song back and forth. And I didn't realize it was gang stalking. But come to think of it, yeah, like, why is he just randomly out of nowhere, And then every time dude would be gang stalking me on the bus. Like every time I ride the Elysian Fields, he's on there, coming from work or whatever. And he would like make a big scene and go off on me. And one time the bus driver threatened to throw me off the bus and not him. When I try to make amends and I try to apologize, he's like, I don't even want here because you're going to just do the same thing over and over again. And I'm like, when did dude get like this? Because Daryl Jr. Dude, he used to love me. Rebecca used to love me. Blake used to love me. But Yvonne was always a bitch. The only time she would be nice. And I haven't even spent a whole lot of time around Yvonne either. Not a whole lot. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen the woman like less than 50 times in my fucking life. And that's my biological aunt right there. Same thing with Derek. I haven't even spent a whole lot of time with him. I mean, I didn't grow up with him in foster care or nothing like that. But even in 2001, 2003, 2005, before Hurricane Katrina, Derek was never nice to me. Never. Always had a temper. Always had an explosive temper at me for nothing. Like, vicious and cruel. Like a murderous type of hatred for no reason at all. Because my twin sister has told people so many lies about me. So now, my twin sister, first for so many years, she had this false narrative that I looked over Blake's casket and said that, good, I'm glad he's dead. And then she switched the narrative to lie and say that me, her, and Wyatt talked on a three-way call, and that I said that on a three-way call. And that never happened, And so then Wyatt lied on the phone and said that I mentioned on the phone sometime later and said, good, I'm glad he's dead. And I never said Blake. I never said I was glad that Blake was dead. So now my twin sister, she wants to make herself think she sounds logical and normal, but all she does is freaking lie. And she must have paid or bribed Wyatt to lie. She must have bribed him to lie. Or, paid him off to lie on me. So in 2022, the gang stalking network, it was right around the time when the fake Darnell Williams perp started to make his presence known. And Wyatt tried to come back into my life. Like in 2022, because before then I hadn't spoken. It was the last time I spoke to Wyatt was our birthday, August 25th, 2019. And Wyatt had really no consideration for our birthday. It seemed like I was homeless on the streets. And he was trying to hound me down for money and stuff like that. Calling me up, trying to get money out of me. And I was homeless in 2016, living in South Carolina before I went by Pete, like a few months before Blake got shot and killed. And I was homeless, and Ramona was hounding me. I was homeless on the streets with little to no money, and Ramona was hounding me down for money. So a lot of different family members that use and take advantage of me, and now they're making false smear campaigns, lying and saying Candy's a scammer. I'm disappointed because the family would have never said, like 10 years ago, the family would have never said Candy was a scammer, or they would have never known me to be any kind of scammer. So now my twin sister, she's the one who's the ringleader in hiking all these lies up about me to keep the family hating my guts and keeping me isolated. Because this is what the foster mom coached her on how to treat me. And during foster care, like, my twin sister would get mad at me and stay mad for a long time and do a bunch of passive-aggressive bullying towards me. And which would, she would try to falsely paint me as the one that's doing bad stuff to her when she would be doing sneaky stuff. And then, for me to do the reactive abuse. And then she would play victim. And then I would get in all sorts of trouble, because she's the chief narcissist, And so she would tell a bunch of lies on me and try to set me up and all that. And the foster mom was just siding with my twin sisters. Like, as I said, ever since after the situation with Lanika and the Kraft family, the foster mom scapegoated me. Yes, my life has been a living hell. And it's like, the moment I became targeted, they got my twin sister on board with gang stalking me. And everybody else. The foster mom had us in that fake Institute of Divine Metaphysical Research cult. And the Kraft family was Masonic, and the foster mom is Masonic. They're all Masonic. And it was what happened in 2015. And I came back to Los Angeles when I was living there. And I was writing personal journals, and I was talking about this mentally slow, crazy biological family. My twin sister tried to over-exaggerate and try to make it like Candy said, this mentally slow, crazy, retarded biological family. No, I just say the mentally slow, crazy biological family. Y'all call me retarded. Y'all call me slow. So why can't I say y'all are the mentally slow, crazy biological family when y'all call me retarded and slow? And you abuse me and treat me in a certain way because y'all think y'all better than me. So, if my twin sister she lied and said it was super early in the morning, at 6 o'clock in the morning, that we got into an argument, and that I said over the phone that I got frustrated and said, "Oh, good, I'm glad he's dead." And I never said anything like that. Just like she kept lying on me and saying I molested Raven and told different versions of the story and kept switching the story around. Make up your mind whether you want to lie and say I molested Raven. Did I molest her? Or did I slung her under the couch and then, next thing you know, I threw her up against the wall? Or I'm the cause? Like, she's telling all these freaking lies. And then trying to falsely paint me as the demon or the most demonic person in the family. They really feel threatened by the truth for me to be the whistleblower I'm the family whistleblower. and for them to lie and say, Candy's scamming people. Like, I didn't even realize, like, Wyatt, when he was alive, Wyatt was fucking two-faced towards every damn body. If they sent, in 2022, around the time when the fake Darnell Williams perp started to make his presence known, Wyatt mysteriously called me from 2019. I think he tried to call me in late 2020 / early 2021. I talked to Mark for a brief moment, and Mark was fake excited and fake nice. But Mark talked to me in like 45 seconds and then lied for an excuse to hurry up and rush off the phone with me and lied and said he was going to call me back, and I never heard from him. And Mark will always do that. You know, Mark would call up and trying to get all in your business, and then hurry up and rush off the phone, or keep the phone conversation 45 seconds or shorter. And, you know, Mark, my twin sister, and Ramona, Pete, and sometimes the biological mom, Francis, and they were always like parasitically, and Wyatt too. They would parasitically be trying to get money out of me. You know, trying to take advantage of my money. Who else am I missing? My twin sister, Mark, Wyatt, Ramona, Sean, Pete, and the biological mom, Francis. Like, will always be trying to get money out of me. You know, and using and taking advantage of my money. But well, that's almost all the damn siblings. But Belinda was deceased. But Derek, I don't think Derek ever asked me for any money. And Monica and Raymond never really asked me for no money. Or Rebecca or Yvonne and them, they never really took my money or nothing like that. But it's either my money or my car. Family members would try to be using me for my money or using me for my car. Or, you know, taking advantage of my car and stuff, you know, when I had my car. And Ramona would bully me and drag me to Harris Casino. Now it's called Caesars. And take all my damn money and $500 and gamble it up in like 3 minutes. And it's all gone. Look at this mysterious white van that just... Wait, hold up. This mysterious white van that just... Wait, where? Hold up. It just pulled up. Damn, where is it? That's it right there. So if people are gang stalkers and they throw up satanic hand signs, how can you trust them? And the gang stalkers live for lying. And it's like the family's quick to believe lies. Like Mark tells a lot of lies. Ramona tells a lot of lies. Like my twin sister tells a lot of lies. The biological mom, Frances, when she was alive, she would tell a lot of lies. You know, Pete would tell a lot of lies. I haven't been around Derek enough to say whether or not he's always lying. But other family members have said that he was a liar. Always lying, you know. But, so when Wyatt came and, you know, snuggled back into my life in 2022, I said, well, hey, you know, how did you get my phone number? And he tried to play it off and try to lie and say that, hold up. So he tried to play it off and lie and said that that he just, because I don't remember him having that number. But he tried to play it off and make it like as if my number had been in his phone for a long time. You know, and that he didn't know whose phone number it was and that he just randomly called someone. So Wyatt was me and Wyatt talked on the phone. It was like right after Belinda's birthday. Like I think Wyatt started talking to me on April 6th. And we talked almost every single day for 2 weeks. And Wyatt pretended to be fake nice towards me, but was talking bad about my twin sister behind her back. And mocking and laughing about her. So, like as I said, Wyatt was like two-faced towards every damn body. You know, smiling in your face but have his hand out for money. So now let me tell you the story about what Mark did to me in 2004, I think it was. I was living in New Orleans Towers. I had $80 in the kitchen drawer, I had $80 in cash. I think it was four $20 bills. And then I probably went to use the bathroom, and Mark was snooping through my belongings, and he stole my $80. And so what Mark did was he lied and said, "Oh, Candy, let me tell you something. Tell me why I went by a friend's house and I had $80 and the money was, tell me why the money said look for me." And come to find out, Mark stole $80 from me and I was missing $80. But I'm the fucking dirty family member though, right? But yeah, that's the kind of dirty stuff Mark used to do. And I don't even know if Mark is considered, like, basically, if he's considered a paid, like, government informant. Because it seemed like Mark, Pete, and my twin sister, dealing with them, they always acted like as if I was under some kind of surveillance. As I said, like, for me to be in a different, like, for me to be in Pete and Mark's house, and for them to come back and tell me everything I did that day, or tell me everything I ate, it was creepy and weird. I don't even know if it was a spiritual thing, or if they're witches or warlocks and demons reporting back to them everything I ate and stuff like that, or how many showers I took, or if I took a shower while they were gone. You know, and Mark, as I said, Mark would, try to act like as if I'm under some kind of surveillance. Like, I was wondering, do y'all have surveillance cameras to see what I do all day? Or come back and tell me everything I did. And I would be living in Los Angeles, and my twin sister would be living in Mississippi at the time. And she would try to tell me what I did all day. And Mark treating me like a punished child with no rights. And even when I was living with Mark, like, Mark would think he got the fake authority to confiscate stuff in front of my face, or snoop through my laptop and snoop through my computer. And like, he would randomly pop out at my house, my apartment, unexpected when I was living in Denton, Texas. And Mark had a large, in the family, they had a large part in, a large part in ruining my mental health. Not that I'm crazy, but they, through their narcissistic abuse and gang stalking tactics and gaslighting, heavily contributed, not 100%, but a large amount heavily contributed towards my so-called mental health problems. But also what I went through in foster care, the foster mom, when she abused us and put us in a cult and everything. So, Mark would do stuff like pop up. When we were living in Denton, Texas, he would pop up at my house unexpectedly and then, like, act like he's eager to, look into my computer and go on these gay porn websites and put viruses on my computer. And I don't even know if he was putting any stalkerware or any trackerware technology or whatever, any spyware on my computer to put all kinds of unbearable, torturous viruses on my computer. And the biological mom, Frances, would tell me that that Mark would say, well, Mark said you did this on your computer, and Mark said you did that on your computer, and this and that. And I'm like, how would he know that if he wasn't even there? But I didn't know about trackerware or any stalkerware or spy. Well, I think I did hear a little bit about spyware, So, like in 2007, after Hurricane Katrina, when Mark, and the biological mom, Frances, sent for me to, after I got out of the mental hospital after one of the suicide attempts, after I was in New York, they lured me and sent me to Denton, Texas, and Mark was trying to get money out of me every day, and that was when I was living with him, and he was doing stuff like brushing knowing he's HIV positive or got full blown AIDS, sitting there trying to shave his face with my razor or brush his teeth with my toothbrush. As I said, God must have been protecting me at that time, even when I wasn't a believer, because even though when I didn't know any better. Because, I caught Mark in the act each and every time. And thankfully, till this day, I'm still HIV negative. Excuse me, why would you try to do that to your own sister? And then when Mark saw me in 2007 for the first time after Hurricane Katrina, he fake hugged me, but treated me as if he just saw me a few days ago. It was it was no oh, Candy, I'm so glad. None of that. But the family had been sneakily plotting against me and conspiring against me throughout the doggone years. And been sneaky behind my back. Even with the nieces, nephews, cousins, the whole damn... Well, I'm not talking about the biological aunts and cousins and uncles or whatever, our Aunt Betty and Aunt Lisa. I don't even know them. I don't even recall meeting them, and I don't think I ever met them in person. Them and their family members, I don't think I met them. But my sister Ramona and other family members, they will withhold or block me from getting to meet them. But my twin sister said that she met our Aunt Betty Dyson at the biological mom Francis funeral, and I'm pretty sure that she smear campaigned me to our Aunt Betty, and I got way more family than just freaking Yvonne and Rebecca and Daryl Jr. and all them. I got way more family, and Ramona tried to, with the family lying and saying, oh, Arthur's not your daddy because you're not light-skinned like him, whatever. Well, why did Ramona break her neck to drag me to a stranger's funeral, and that man was supposed to be a cousin off of Arthur's side? And Ramona will always be rubbing it in my face and telling me about Arthur's side of the family. And it's well, if y'all want to say that's Arthur's not our dad, why are my Social Security checks being drawn off of Arthur's name for the past couple of decades? When I first got, almost the entire time, I've been getting Social Security checks from survivors' benefits off of Arthur's name. And I say all the time, if that is not my biological dad, then why am I getting benefits? I shouldn't be getting, or I don't want any benefits. And they're not even benefits anyway. I don't know why they call benefits. That ought to be called a slave check. I should call it the Lazarus check, because it's like a rich man Lazarus kind of situation. Talking about some damn Social Security benefits. Well, it ain't no treat. Excuse me. So basically, I'm sorry I'm kind of all over the place. Remember, I've been days of sleep deprived, and right now it feels like I'm having micro sleep moments where I'm kind of blacking out for a couple of seconds and stuff like that, and feeling a little bit mildly disoriented. So yeah, basically my twin sister told different versions of lies and got Wyatt on board to help her lie. And then, excuse me. And then she freaking set him up to be sacrificed. Ain't that about a bitch? But in 2022, Wyatt came back into my life. I talked to him. I was not going to talk to him, but that narcissistic control freak, fake T.I. perp, Darius, excuse me, try to pressure me into talking to him and trying to make like I should, be trying to bond with the family or whatever. But excuse me, it's like, well, if they're gang stalkers, why try to bond with them if all they're gonna do is perp and abuse and try to sex you up and everything? So Wyatt came into my life, tried to come back into my life in 2022, March. With him it was April. He was the last one. But the ex-boyfriend, Alex Mendez, tried to come back into my life and was trying to lure me to somewhere in Tennessee. And Alex was trying to objectify and treat me like trying to treat me like a sex object. And there was no love there, And I had my final confirmation that Alex, he must have some. Oh, okay. There's an older man on a skateboard right there. So I got my final confirmation that the ex-boyfriend Alex was a narcissistic abuser. And Darius tried to tell me that Alex was a Don Juan. I forgot what that a Don Juan meant in the CIA or something. A CIA terminology. Darius think he got expert knowledge on CIA terminology and stuff. But Darius turned out to be a perp. And I think Darius is a Freemason. Excuse me. I think Darius is a Freemason. So, and then the former roommate, Janet, the one who took me down to Miami in 2020, she tried to come back into my life also. Those three people, Wyatt, Janet, and the ex-boyfriend Alex, tried to come back. Three people tried to come back into my life all at the same time. And when I started to talk to Wyatt, he started to talk in a way that he started to trying to get me to believe that he was also being a targeted individual. Wyatt he grew up in foster care like we did, in the same foster home. And so for those 2 weeks, I don't know exactly where Wyatt was living at, but I don't think he was living in the shelters at that time. But I was living in a motel at that time and trying to stay off the streets out of the cold. But the weather was just starting to change and get warmer. And it was before the situation with Trisha happened. And Wyatt was trying to make it like as if I'm a good hustler, or like he tried to make it like as if I was some kind of slick kind of hustler or something like that. I'm like, well, I didn't even realize my twin sister had filled his head up with lies and stuff. So neither one of them were there in 2016. Like, I hate that. I hate saying that number. I hate that number. But it was December 11th, and my twin sister lied and said that every time she tried to lie and said Candy wants to make it all about her, and every time Blake's death is brought up, she brings about how it's not every time, and I don't even, and she lied about that. I seldom even I brought up a few times, but not always bring up when Blake got shot and killed that I almost got killed the day before. And I did. They were not there in South Carolina, but I know eyewitnesses saw the guy himself who tried to kill me, and also God himself knows. So they try to act like they didn't believe me saying that I almost got killed. So they try to make it like as if I was lying for attention about that. And then Wyatt tried to make a joke, trying to lie and say, well, the way Candy be running up on cars or running up on everybody else. And I'm like, so my twin sister showed Wyatt the videos and tried to get Wyatt on board with lying on me and believing her false narrative. So now they're mad that I said Wyatt was a gang stalker too, and Wyatt was alive, and he started perping on the phone. He started to act like a like trying to act like as if I can relate to being stalked and followed and surveillanced and everything. Like in 2022, like the first conversation, he was trying to tell me on the phone that he would be in a hotel room, and that he would be in a hotel room. And I mean, if Wyatt was homeless, how was he surviving if he wasn't panhandling? Because how would he do that? How would he survive homeless and not panhandling if I'm his sister and he will always be trying to use and take advantage of my money? He wasn't the only one, but he was one of them that always trying to get money out of me. So for them to lie and say, try to make it like I'm this slickster and huckster and scammer and everything, for me to, I mean, them gang stalking me out of my apartment and my place to live, forcing me out. I mean, the gang stalking network, you know. And for them to force me to be homeless, one of the goals of being a TI, not every homeless person is a target individual, and not every targeted individual is homeless, but it's mainly one of the main goals is to try to force you to be homeless. But these two homeless people right here, I don't think they are not targeted individuals. I don't think they're targeted. I don't think they're TIs. I don't think they're targeted. So I heard that after they got you to be homeless, they can harass you even more when you're homeless, and they're trafficking and making more money off of you while you're homeless. So, like, when I have a place to live, I cannot stay anywhere long because the harassment and the torture and the gang stalking and the direct energy weapons is unbearable and excruciating. And so, you know, Wyatt, another clue that I figure Wyatt must have been a perp, because I tried to share some links about gang stalking, and he got annoyed and frustrated with me sending him so many links. And then the first thing he confronted me about was Todd Grande's fake disinformation video. And I'm like, Wyatt, I told you the direct links to look at. Like, why you Google searching Todd Grande, who's a disinfo agent, trying to discredit targeted individuals, and I'm trying to show you authentic, real websites that show the proof and the truth about, you know, the real gang stalking, not the disinformation campaigns that try to discredit us real targeted individuals. But he started ignoring my text messages, but he would call me almost every day and gossip and laugh, talking about my twin sister in the rape situation. He would bring that up every day and gossip and laugh about it. And I felt, even though my twin sister told so many freaking lies and different versions of the story, about her being so-called raped or whatever, but I know the truth about my rape situations. And some people say that it's part of the human trafficking or sex trafficking, why a lot of female targeted individuals end up getting raped. But my twin sister had switched the story around about her so-called rape situations and lied, manipulated, and switched the story around so many times. And in 2013 or 14, one of those 2 years, my twin sister admitted to me that she lied about being raped in the military. And it's like, why would you lie about something like that? She's like, cuz, man, the military was too hard. She's like, cuz, man, the military was too hard. So she admitted that she couldn't handle the military, so she created some lie in order for a way to, and I never would mock or laugh at something like that, especially if I go through it. I'm very sensitive about something like that. But it was Wyatt himself, and my twin sister scapegoated me and lied and said it was me. When it was Wyatt himself that would laugh and be like, ha ha, Brandy made a career out of screaming and rape. I felt sickened by that. and then Wyatt smear campaigned both of us to the biological family, saying stay away from Candy and Brandy because they always scream and rape. But I was raped by a Freemason in 2012. And almost got wrongfully arrested so that they could protect the Freemason. And he got off. He didn't even go to jail or prison. But I'm like, what kind of piece of shit brother is that to laugh? And my twin sister said that in 2014, that the reason why she pulled a gun out on Wyatt, she said that Wyatt was on his knees and she held him on at gunpoint, and he said, I don't believe you or Candy were raped. But I know my story. I know the truth. And nobody believed my situation. Excuse me. But for my twin sister to lie behind closed doors. And it's like, and Wyatt will laugh and be like, oh, Brandy made a career out of screaming rape. Because my twin sister getting all these so-called fake disabled veteran benefits and thousands of dollars. Because she just wanted a quick exit out of the military from lying on somebody. And so when she lied about the gun with Wyatt, first she told the whole truth about the gun. That it was loaded and she was locked and loaded and ready to go. Boom. Then she changed her story to lie and say, and she was panicking and trying to lie and say that the gun was on safe. And then she switched her narrative to lie and say that the gun had no bullets in it. And she was panicking and afraid that she was going to go to prison or jail. But then she had Wyatt on a Facebook live stream. She live streamed in 2014. She live streamed. She live streamed. I wasn't there, but I was living in Los Angeles, and she called me up telling me about it and made it like as if she wanted to beg me not to call the police or anything like that. I wasn't even sure exactly where she was living at the time, so I couldn't even call any police for her. I didn't even know how, but she was very much panicking really hard. Excuse me. But before then, she was on good terms with Wyatt. And in 2014, I tried to reach out and call certain family members and was wondering why was the family ignoring me. The entire family ignoring me for nothing. And so my twin sister told me because my twin sister smear campaign right before our birthday, she picked an argument with me for an excuse to justify being mad at me and not talking to me for our birthday. So then we got into an argument for something, we're always arguing. And then right before our birthday, not on speaking terms. And my twin sister would do stuff like either ignore me for our birthday every year or pick an argument for an excuse to justify not talking to me. Or she would try to set me up with a fake manufactured mental health crisis. So then I was wondering why the family was ignoring me in 2014 before that situation. And Brandy tried to say, well, Wyatt said I don't talk to Candy for a reason. So when I guess Wyatt was avoiding talking to me for a couple of years because I mentioned about, being raped by the Freemason, which that was the truth. So then when Wyatt got mad at her, he called me up and said that she was trying to force him to go to the fake cult Bible class, the fake IDMR cult meetings. And he was saying that, he was like, oh, a hardcore dyke. And he was calling her like a hardcore dyke and all that. You know. And when I confronted him, like, Wyatt, is it true that you said you weren't talking to me for a reason? He tried to say that she was lying about that. But when I confronted her, I'm like, well, Brandy, why you didn't say anything, before? And she's like, well, it's called loyalty. It's called loyalty. I'm like, well, we're twins and you've never been loyal to me. We're identical twins and you've never been loyal to me. Never been loyal to me. But yeah, like, the family, the whole entire family is pretty much freaking shady. Well, they've been acting shady and fake as hell and shady towards me. But all that money they parasitically drained me out of and put me in high financial debt. Using and taking advantage of me throughout the years. But when I was balling, I mean, I don't want to say balling, but when I was kind of on top of the world and going to college and everything, the family was trying to use me. And in 2005, before Hurricane Katrina, Wyatt was telling Blake, "Hey, Blake, Ramona using the shit out of Kenny. Ramona using the shit out of Kenny, Blake." And Ramona was using the shit out of me. Well, Wyatt was too. The family was using the shit out of me, taking advantage. And it's like the entire family except for me. Well, I question whether or not I question whether or not certain family members might have been targeted, us who've been in foster care. And there is a such thing as someone who could be targeted individual that flipped and took bribes or took a deal and turned into perps. But after they become a perp, like the stalkers, like they have come and approached me multiple times. Approached me and trying to make satanic sellout offers and be like, well, if you do this and you do that and you make this deal, then your name will be taken off the gang stalking list forever. Now, I ain't falling for that. No. So I never sold out. But certain targeted individuals, they just wanted to end. And the stalkers deceive, because it was Satan masquerading as an angel of light. And the stalkers deceiving targets they lie to the target and be like, well, if you sell out and become a perp, and we're gonna give you this, and we're gonna give you that, and we're gonna do this for you, and we're gonna do that for you. And it's like when Satan tempted Jesus on the mountain, when Satan tempted Jesus in the book of Luke chapter 4. And when I very first had my consideration of becoming a Christian in 2010, after all that so-called mental health stuff, and I started waking up to the truth and everything, Luke chapter 4 was the first it was the first Bible scripture, the first Bible passage I pretty much read on my own after deciding to leave the fake IDMR cult and dealing with mentally breaking down and having so many suicide attempts. And at that mental health group after my suicide attempt, that they had this light-skinned lady that she could have been biracial, but she was abusive and narcissistic, and I don't understand why the fuck she was there at the mental health group or whatever, outpatient therapy or something like that after the suicide attempts. And she was like, why do you keep trying to kill yourself? Like, she tried to say, why do you keep trying to kill yourself? Excuse me, but I didn't even realize that could have been MK Ultra. Like, when you wake up to the truth and you can't handle it, and then you start to self-destruct and trying to harm yourself and stuff. Like, I was just started to wake up to the truth and could not, and realize that, all this stuff I've been taught for many years has been a lie. And, me finding out about the Illuminati, the New World Order, natural health, and then finding out I was in a cult, the fake IDMR cult. And my twin sister thought she was hurting me. Like I said in a live stream yesterday morning, she thought she was hurting me, but she actually did me a favor. I'm thankful and glad no more fake IDMR cult. No more cults for Candy Grand Prix. So, excuse me. But I mean, why, if the family members did each other grimy throughout the years, how come if they did each other grimy throughout the years, how come they can love and forgive each other? But they stay mad at me. I'm the only family member that they want to stay eternally mad at for decades. Well, no forgiveness, nothing. Like I deserve to be just punished from having any family. Like they think I'm that. I gotta be targeted if y'all really feel that way about me. But my twin sister, like for Wyatt's funeral and everything, you know. Excuse me. Like it seemed like a couple of days leading up to the funeral, my twin sister had it on video of having the entire family perp the shit out of me really hard. And any other real awakened targeted individual could see that. Like the colors that they're wearing. Like family, I didn't even realize my family was freaking Masonic. My family is Masonic. And the biological dad, Arthur, I do not know for sure if he was a Freemason or not. He was former military. Fought in the Korean War. He was in the army. And me and my twin sister were twins, and we were put in foster care, experimented on. So a lot of people say that, but me and my twin sister, that the reason why we cannot get along is because of MK Ultra programming. But I had to undo or try to deprogram myself, and I'm still traumatized and damaged. Excuse me. So, yeah, my twin sister, she tried to force Wyatt and Derek and probably other family, and I think she even tried to force Blake to go to the fake IDMR cult. She tried to force me back into it, and she got enraged and lectured me for 4 hours when I told her I left the cult and became a Christian. Now, when I told the foster mom, Adrian Felder, to her face in 2015, the foster mom made it like as if she was content with my decision to become a Christian and no longer believe in fake IDMR anymore. And I have zero desire to ever want to go back. No more desire to want to go back to the cult. No more desire. I don't miss it. Not one shred of missing the cult at all. I don't miss it. Nope. I don't even be like, well, no. I absolutely hated it. I thought it was boring. It was boring. I was always bored. So, excuse me. I'm so sorry if I might be disturbing the people by me sleeping. But one of them usually sleeps here, but another one is a new person. I don't know if that's a man or a woman wearing like a tie-dye color shirt with some pink in it and got black pants. I thought that was a man, but there was a different person sleeping there earlier. And now there's two people sleeping there. You know, I'm glad I'm venting. It's helping me feel better. But yeah, it's like the family, even like the family had me canceled and banned for years. Like I was an adult in 2007 and did not realize if the family didn't want me around, then I had the option and the right to not want to deal with or be around them. But Mark deliberately and on purpose had me trapped in Denton, Texas for like 4 years, and I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of there. And Mark would try to keep me strapped in Denton and try to bully, harass, and threaten me to not go back to New Orleans and think I deserve to be punished with death if I would have ever tried to go back. Like, I tried to go back and visit in 2010 for Labor Day when Ramona took advantage of me and took me to Harrah's, which is now Caesar's Casino, where I'm wrongfully banned from. And when Ramona, cheated me, scammed me out of $375 and went to gamble it up in less than 2 minutes, and it was all gone. And then, like, she kept making false promises and lying and saying she was going to pay me back. My twin sister cheated me out of $375 earlier that year. And so in 2010, I was like, is that all I'm good for, is to be used? And so, I tried to take my life. I tried to commit suicide. I'm glad I didn't. But my twin sister, after I took all those pills, I called her up immediately. And the cops came in no time. If I hadn't called up my twin sister, I probably would have been dead from suicide. Because the family fucking over me. And their family still had no conscience that my twin sister went to give herself bragging rights to talk about. She even admitted and was bragging and laughing and saying that she just wanted to copy off the rapper T.I., who's supposed, Clifford Harris, T.I., who's married to Tiny from Escape, the rapper T.I. and the R&B singer Tiny from the music group Escape, them. So that rapper T.I., like, he had supposedly saved someone from trying to commit suicide. And so my twin sister was bragging and laughing about how during the attempt, like, I had already took the pills and was before the police came over, and she was bragging and laughing about how she just wanted to copy off of and do what the rapper T.I. did, when she should have had a different motive from to save me from suicide. But she was part of a major part of the cause of me attempting suicide. And then Mark I was in the hospital after they pumped my stomach. I had no memory of vomiting. I have no memory of anything. They supposedly gave me activated charcoal. I don't remember any of that. But I just remember that I was up on the second floor, and Mark pretended to be fake nice and was trying to get money out of me and scam me out of $30. And then I had $30 in quarters that the workers at the mental hospital, like, they treated me like, they pampered me up and treated me like royalty, or treated me like real special, and tried to butter me up and get me all comfortable. And then next thing you know, they treated me like as if I was being like criminally committed. And they told me if I wanted to go back home and try to get some things, then they will put me in a prison psych ward into being locked up in Wichita Falls, Texas, forever. And that I would be locked up in a prison psych ward to never be, I didn't realize it was kind of to be detained. So if you try to attempt suicide, you end up getting the same kind of, you end up, like, if you try to commit suicide, you end up being, treated like a criminal. Like, if you try to kill yourself, you be treated like as if you murdered somebody else. And so, yeah, they wanted to put me in a prison psych ward to be locked up or put away forever, because I wanted to go back and get certain belongings or whatever. And, and Mark, while I was, it was after they pumped my stomach and they put me up on the second floor. And, the family was a major cause of that suicide attempt in 2010. And then a week later, after the suicide attempt, Mark lied to the mental hospital staff and caused me to, I freaked out and lost my temper. And then I had a medical emergency. And And Mark lied on me and set me up for those 6 men to rough handle me. He lied and like that abusive, narcissistic, fake bitch Myra from UBH of Denton, Texas, University Behavioral Health in Denton, Texas. See, there's a red truck purping right there. A red garbage truck. There was a blue one, now there's a red one. And excuse me. So yeah, so basically, what else? Yeah, so when Miss Myra from University Behavioral Health in Denton, Texas, she got in my face and said, your brother said you're always notorious for trying to get attention. And I'm like, wait a minute. I freaked out and lost my mind and went berserk, because I'm like, why would Mark say this about me? And he don't even freaking know me that well. What was he doing on the phone with the mental health staff? Mark never loved me enough to really come and visit me. Wow, him or the biological mom, for instance, all those mental hospital visits, they never came and visited me. Well, I didn't even really talk to them on the phone. Like, imagine being a mental hospital patient in the mental hospital, being abused and in the mental hospital and having no family you could call. Or I might have talked to my twin sister with her being out of state, but all these other people in the mental hospital whose family members love them enough to come and visit them every day in the mental hospital, you know. But Mark, the only reason why he pretended to be fake nice and swindled me out of $30. And then Miss Myra and other mental health staff stole my other $30 from me. It was $30 worth of quarters, and they stole all that money from me. Excuse me. So around that time, it was $60 more being stolen from me. It's like, why is everybody trying to take all the money, a little bit of money I get? And whatever money I get, they want to confiscate it, take it away from me. And so, you know, I talked about this suicide attempt before, but I had attempted suicide quite a few times in my life, and I didn't realize it was gang stalking or MK Ultra, whatever programming. You know, that when the gang stalker's goal is to try to get you to go commit suicide, you know. And now, if I'm not suicidal at the moment, and a couple of days ago, the fake Darnell Williams made a couple of fake calls to the police. I showed y'all the videos of the fake prank calls to the police with them lying and saying that I said that I recently mentioned that I wanted to hurt myself, and I didn't do that. So, and I heard that that's called swatting. So they said it's supposed to be swatting of making false calls to the police. That if that person gets caught, then they're supposed to be able to go to prison for no less than 5 years of prison. But none of my family ever gave a damn. None of the family ever cared about me. I would ask certain family members why other family members always treated me mean for no reason at all. And it was the family secret to hate Candy. But they hated Sean too. But they figure, you know, it was easier to swindle Sean out of money, so that's why they had more compassion on him. You know, but my twin sister sold her soul to the devil, and she's a damn I'm gonna say it again. Yeah, she's a malignant narcissist, but she tried to falsely convince her fake cult following flying monkeys and everybody else to lie and say that I'm the damn malignant narcissist. My twin sister's a malignant narcissist, and Derek is a malignant narcissist. Mark is a malignant narcissist. But he's covert and sneaky, though. And Ramona, I think, is more like a covert narcissist. you know, and Pete is a straight up psychopath. But my twin sister, I was like, Derek is more like a narcopath. But my twin sister is like a sociopath, and Ramona's more like a sociopath. But like when Mark loses his temper sometimes, it make me question if Mark is a straight up psychopath. Wyatt was a damn sociopath. But Sean being disabled, it seemed like they try to manipulate Sean to be like them. You know, but Pete is a straight up psychopath. But a lot of people have told me that I'm an empath with a beautiful soul. But then the ones that be wicked and switch up on me and betray me and stuff, that be narcissistic, control freak, fake Christian T.I. purpose that switch up on me. Yeah. Speaking of that, on TikTok they had this fake T.I. perp named T.I. Awareness Movement. That was a new follower of mine on TikTok, and I don't know who is behind that account. But as far as I know, I don't know who that person is, so therefore I don't think I ever did that person anything or spoken to that person. But that whoever is behind that account got hateful and blocked me unprovoked for no reason at all. And I found out like a couple of hours ago, before I came on on a regular video. And I felt like, and it's like, you profess to be Christian and you profess to be Christian and targeted, but you blocked me for no reason, unprovoked, and I never did you anything, and I don't know you. But that person was quoting Bible scriptures or post about the program in general, but never show their real face, and never and has like a small amount of videos and never show their real face or nothing like that. But it's like, I'm wondering, what did I do to deserve to get blocked? Or if you someone I had a feud with and I didn't know who was behind that account, or if you are friends with a fake T.I. perp that slandered me. I don't know. But I almost lost my damn mind, because I'm like, well, wait a minute, you're supposed to be Christian and targeted, and you blocked me for no reason at all. You know? But even the fake T.I. perps that sell out, they still hide behind Christianity. And when religious narcissists, they sell their soul to the devil, and then they sell their soul to the devil, and then try to overcompensate by thinking that they got elitist mentality, and think that they can, like, salvation is a competition, like they think they could be a better Christian than you. But you done already sold your soul and doing demonic works behind closed doors and using projection, falsely accusing me of being the demonic one. So I guess, like when in 2022, Wyatt was all talking bad about my twin sister and gossiping and laughing about her and stuff. And then after he revealed himself as a perp, after 2 weeks, and I cut off all contact with him, he ran back to my twin sister and was fake friendly with her. And because my twin sister, she had an argument with both Wyatt and Derek in 2021. They had some argument in 2021. And my twin sister did it like one quick video about the argument or whatever, and then nipped it in the bud. So my twin sister, she said that that Derek told her that Ramona was trying to have Sean killed off, took out an insurance policy on Sean and was trying to have Sean killed for life insurance. Excuse me. And they said that a lot of us targeted individuals that we're targeted and put in the program to be sacrificed for life insurance. So they try to manipulate for everybody to hate you and call you crazy and everything, while they're trying to sacrifice you and they feel threatened by you, you know. And once you die, and then they cash in on the life insurance. So that's why they, like with the program, with the gang stalking program, they tell targeted individuals, do not try to commit suicide. But okay, y'all sitting here blocking and unfollowing and avoiding me and staying away from me, where I don't have any other TIs that I could talk to. And y'all want me to just shut up and ignore everything, while y'all support every other so-called targeted individual. And then y'all bully, harass, and gang stalk me and use projection and then falsely accuse me of being a fake TI, when I have my evidence, but you handpick who you want to believe, or you handpick who you want to just take sides. You don't even care about believing truth. You just care about favoritism and taking sides and care about image. And there's a lot of fakes in the so-called targeted individual community. So yeah, like, but people have been telling me that my family is a bunch of witches that want me sacrificed. So I guess Wyatt, upon the time of his death in August, a couple of months ago, I guess Wyatt died being mad at me, or died hating my guts. And in that video, Wyatt actually called me a motherfucker. And Wyatt was breathing hard on the phone. And while my twin sister tried to manipulate and convince him that of the lying and pointing fingers, lying and saying Candy is so demonic, and trying to make like me talking about the targeted individual and gang stalking is just a bunch of nonsense. I mean, knowing damn well she'd been perping the fuck out of me. Teaming up with the sex traffickers, teaming up with the fake Darnell Williams perp. And they're trying to shut me up and silence me. My vocal cords feel strained. My vocal cords feel strained, and I don't even think I'm raising my voice or yelling. Excuse me. I'm trying to figure out what else to say. So yeah, they have some people that just be gang stalkers. There's a such thing as just regular gang stalkers, uncorrupted targeted individuals, and also TIs turned perp. And when the stalkers, they try to tell the targeted individual that, oh, if you do this XYZ, if you sell out and you do this XYZ, we will take your name off of the gang stalking list, and you can sign your name on a dotted line right here, and nobody has to know. It could be just the secret between me and you, and nobody else has to know. And they were trying to offer you to sell your soul to the devil and become a gang stalker. And I'm like, no. And so they lie to you and say that, they lied to you and say that your name will be taken off the gang stalking list. Come to find out that's not true. You end up selling your soul to the devil, flipping and turning into a perp, and then you still end up being both targeted and perp, but they force you to still perp. And Anthony, what's Anthony's Anthony targeted Tony LA. When I shared the link to the video about I don't remember who it was that was supposedly targeted, and exposed Anthony admitting, and I wish I could have saved that video. He exposed Anthony admitting to being a paid informant for the LAPD, a fake TI perp informant for the LAPD, and Anthony was like a failed police recruit. Anthony never told me that on the phone. Targeted Tony LA. Anthony narc-ass phony, who wants to pretend to be the fake Darnell Williams perp when they're two actually different people. And so, there was a video of Anthony admitting to being like a paid informant. And so, after I shared that video, I feel really bad to realize and find out that Anthony got that guy's whole entire channel wrongfully taken down for exposing Anthony. Excuse me. And I guess Satan's agents that sold out, they would try to lie about us Christians and saying that we are the demonic ones or the satanic ones. When my twin sister's rolling with devil worshippers, the fake Aquarian Doris perp, the fake Darnell Williams perp who the hell sits back and watches, internet strangers make death threats at your twin sister every single day, and you just sit there and laugh at it. So my twin sister hates me to the point where she wishes for me to be dead and will be glad when I'm dead. Ooh, that guy spooked me. But I don't know why my twin sister feels the need to just stir up so much unnecessary trouble, and she does create lies out of thin air. I don't understand why. And shucks, okay, Blake is deceased. Wyatt was alive and said that Blake really wasn't a good person. Well, he tried to, and then so my twin sister tried to, she tried to make it like she was mad, and she tried to make it like I just created this rumor, about my cousin Rebecca working at McDonald's, and Rebecca had just turned 18, and I heard that she got fired from, I think she was working at Wendy's, and she got fired for cursing the manager out, and the next day, she got a job as the manager at McDonald's. And then I overheard Rebecca talking about it and lying about it. Lying to Monica about it. You don't lie to the ones you love. So how else would you just get a job at McDonald's? You never worked at McDonald's before. And you just all of a sudden a manager and you young 18? And the biological brother Sean called me up and said that... he just called me up and said that Rebecca's the manager at McDonald's, and she had not long ago turned 18 years old. But I don't remember what other family members, I don't remember who it was, though, that was saying that Rebecca slept her way to get to become the manager, and then getting Manager of the Year award and stuff like that from McDonald's. And that sounds like a Lanika situation from the Kraft family, the way they elevate her. But the family like to start a lot of false rumors about each other. Like the family rumor that Derek had herpes. Or that Jasmine gave Derek herpes. And then I confronted my twin sister about when Derek beat Jasmine in the car. When my twin sister said that she was in the car with Derek when Derek was punching Jasmine and forcing her to keep driving, and while he was physically abusing and beating on Jasmine, that he was always physically abusing and beating on Jasmine. And so it was the talk of the family that Jasmine gave Derek herpes. Excuse me. And then, the biological mom, Frances, made false rumors, lying or whatever, saying Wyatt had herpes. But I didn't believe that that was true, you know. And then it seemed like she tried to make it like everybody had herpes. I don't know. But so when I confronted my twin sister about Derek and the herpes situation and the car beating and Derek saying, oh, I'm a dead man walking and this and that, whatever. My twin sister was the one who told me that story. But when I confronted her about it, she swore up and down like she never said that. And I'm like, oh, what, you scared of Derek? The fact that you try to deny everything? It's like when we were in foster care and when I exposed the fact that the foster brother Joe, well, he used to physically abuse and beat on us. And so he physically abused and beat on us. And when I mentioned that Joe used to physically abuse and beat on Melinda and Trina, and then Joe, I did not know Joe was in the room sneakily hearing everything, eavesdropping, and then he bust up in the room and got in my face and said, bitch, what the fuck you said? I ain't never beat on Melinda, never. And then my twin sister got really scared. So my twin sister told Wyatt this bullshit lying and saying that that the reason why she don't talk about the family abuse, she lied on me and said that I sent goons to go flock to my twin sister's page and give her a bunch of thumbs down. See, when she's using projection, because she thumbs down, I caught her thumbing down my videos. Now, she thumbs down her videos and has her fake cult following flying monkeys thumbing down my videos. And that's why I got like over 3,000 subscribers. And I go look and have like 26 thumbs down on every video. Every video. And so my twin sister lied and said that the reason why she don't talk about the foster family abuse is because she lied and said that I sent people to give her thumbs down on a video in which I didn't even know about her talking. I didn't even know that she even did a video speaking against child abuse. She was defending the foster mom from the get-go in YouTube videos. Me and her could and should get together. Well, Wyatt's not here anymore, but me, her, Mark, and Sean should get together and do videos exposing what the foster family did to us. But no, they got us divided and have us fighting against each other, when we should band together and go after that fake foster family. But the reason why my twin sisters don't want to out the foster mom, because of fear and that fake satanic loyalty, and because the foster mom, her genetic features. That's why my twin sister would rather be loyal to that lady, because of her genetic features and because she's scared. But I had the courage to speak out what the foster mom did. I had the courage to speak out what the biological family did, what the people at school did to us. And she swore into secrecy, made a deal with the devil. And so she's going to be loyal to the Masons, loyal to the Freemasons. Excuse me. So she would rather be loyal to the Freemasons over your own twin sister. That the Freemasons are coaching you on how to lie on your own twin sister. So they had that website, Chuck Langenberg. The Illuminati killed him for exposing. He was a New Ager, but he exposed the truth about how they get targeted individuals to become gang stalkers. You know. Excuse me. So, and that website is defunct. But I have the archive, you know, excuse me, the archive of the website of of him explaining in detail. I have it in the description box of my YouTube videos. It's called sites.google.com or whatever. And it's a webarchive.org. It's a wayback machine, that I was able to get that information for them to basically, the man went into detail about how they try to get targeted individuals to become gang stalkers and try to corrupt you and try to bribe you. Like yesterday morning in my YouTube live streams, they had this guy that wanted to lure me to California and try to offer me sellout deals, and I kept rejecting him, kept blocking him. He kept coming with more fake new accounts. The fake Darnell Williams himself and Alex Dupree have offer me fake satanic sellout deals. No. I keep saying no. And don't y'all know, for Aaliyah's Rock the Boat backwards, she had a secret anti-Illuminati message. That rock the boat backwards meant I cannot be pushed. And that, that she didn't, certain people say that she didn't want to sell out. But other people say she did sell out, But yeah, sick that I cannot be pushed. And a lot of these satanic celebrities that sold out, or their parents sold them out. Sometimes these celebrities don't even sell their own souls. The parents sell the child's soul to the devil. The parents selling the child's soul to the devil at a young age. And have the child put under MK Ultra, while the parents supposedly pimping the child, and while having everybody to think this child is like a prince or princess or god or goddess or something, or a queen or king or whatever. That, with the celebrity idolatry and everything, So, excuse me. It's like all of my family members, they even got the great nieces and great nephews, or nieces and nephews that I never really talked to before or don't even know. They even got them on board with gang stalking. And I can't believe Yvonne and Rebecca are satanic also. Yvonne and Rebecca are satanic. Monica is satanic. Mark is satanic. My twin sister satanic. I thought Wyatt was, into the dark side or whatever. Wyatt was satanic. Like, he was talking demonic related things on the phone to me, and like embracing it and glorifying it in 2022 when I was trying to steer him in the direction to bring him to the light. Or, to Jesus Christ, or trying to win his soul to Jesus Christ. I try to get the gospel to the entire family, for all of us to get right with God and turn to Jesus Christ. But, as I said, Mark and Ramona, Mark and Monica post all these fake Bible scriptures on social media. The Bible scriptures aren't fake, but their motive is fake. Excuse me. And how can y'all post up about forgiveness and love and everything when you're grudging against and you conspire against your own sister unprovoked for no reason at all? Like, I never even did Monica anything, but they feel like for me to talk about, well, Monica did this abusive thing to me, Monica did that abusive thing to me, and she'll get mad and say, well, Candy talked about me. Well, no, if you wouldn't have performed the abusive thing towards me or treat me mean for no reason, then, I wouldn't have to talk about y'all. Excuse me. Even Mark in 2011, when him talking about, well, all that stuff that you done said about me in 2007, Candy, all that stuff that you done said, do I need to call Brandy up and remind her? Oh, I guess you should have said, oh, do I need to call Brandy up to remind you? But he said, do I need to call Brandy up and remind her? But, yeah, like, well, Mark, you did do me dirty in 2007 when I was staying by you. And you wanted to try to have, trying to treat me like, instead of a sister, you try to treat me like a fucking slave. You try to treat me like a slave rather than a sister. None of the family loved me. None of them cared about me. The good that I did do for the family was never appreciated and was always shunned. There was nothing I could do, It's like they rejected me no matter what. So, and my twin sister, she, it was a couple of days after Wyatt's death, and she lied on Wyatt and said that he was the one who set her up to get the kids taken away. But if he was still alive, what would he have to say about that? He saw my twin sister abusing Raven, at least. I saw her abusing Raven, neglecting Raven. Like, my twin sister didn't even value her kids. And now, after they're taken away and she gets feeling shunned, now she wants to pretend like she cares about them so much. I mean, she's so busy chasing after Tiara, but then she tried to lie and say that she reached out to the kids and that the kids don't want shit to do with her. Well, maybe after they realized the hurtful things that she did. I damn sure don't have any access or way to contact them. So how would she say that that she tried to reach out to the kids and that the kids don't want shit to do with her? No, that's another damn lie. She ain't worried about the kids, and she's sitting there chasing after Tiara. So my twin sister blood sacrificed the dog Pippa. People were warning me before Wyatt turned up dead that I was supposed to have been the next one to be blood sacrificed, and they said, do not trust going to live with your sister. And my twin sister, been wanting me dead, just like the foster mom wanted me dead. When the foster mom wanted us dead, and we were underage kids. I don't know about my twin sister, but at every opportunity, the foster mom would always tell me how I deserve to be dead. If I'm 15 years old and eating a bowl of cereal and the foster mom walking to the kitchen, boom, 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 like storming, walking to the kitchen, on her way to the fake cult Bible class, on the way going to the so-called religious meeting, for her to come and walk into the kitchen while I'm eating a bowl of cereal, and she just walk up to me and say, you're gonna wind up dead, and then walk up out of the kitchen and walk downstairs, get in the car and go to the fake IDMR call on a Sunday morning. And I'd be like, what did I do? What was that for? Just unprovoked for no reason at all. Or she would tell me I'm gonna wind up in jail or dead and deserve it. I mean, look at all the abuse that freaking happened to us when we were kids. I'm still trying to heal. I want to make attempts at trying to heal. But my twin sister is trying to, by repeating what the foster mom did to us and acting it out onto me, it's making it harder for me to heal and move on. That she just keep re-wounding me over and over again. It's like a lot of my family members are narcissists, not Sean, But where they try to manipulate Sean to think like that and try to act like that, But the real Sean and the natural Sean is not like that unless the other family members try to brainwash and try to influence him or steer his mind to think a certain way. But it seems like the majority of my family members, they're pretty much high-minded, narcissistic, what people want to say pompous and arrogant, conceited, stuck up, you name it, thinking that they're better than everybody and look down on others, always mocking, laughing, and talking bad about people, starting false rumors about people, gossiping, that all they do is freaking gossip, talk bad about people. And Wyatt was like the so-called, how can I call him a king of gossip in the family? Well, a lot of the family members like to gossip. And Mark, Mark is another family member who always wanted me dead. In 2010, he told me drop dead. So after me and him got into an argument, and he's like, you can't talk about nobody with your disgusting looking fat ass. He's like, you can't talk about nobody with your disgusting looking fat ass. Like, that's how harsh that he would, and cruel he would be. Sadistic. Murderous with words. Like, Mark's abusive words alone will land you in a mental hospital. Fighting for your life. With this narcissistic abuse. My twin sister said, wait, what? What? No, I'm sorry, I don't have a lighter. I don't smoke. He's purple with red shoes. That's the second day in a row somebody asked me for a lighter. I don't smoke, damn it. She's purple with a red G-string. Like dressing like a prostitute. Walking near me. The fake Darnell Williams probably sent them. And now they got all these people walking now. I mean, I didn't want to show, but she was, look how she's freaking dressed. But Rebecca was underage, and I didn't start the rumor. It was the talk of the family that Rebecca was a hoe. Or that Rebecca was hot in the pants. Or that she was hot. But they have had multiple false rumors started about me. People in the family making false rumors about me. Excuse me, my twin sister lying on me and saying that I slept with that boyfriend Tyron, or that I was prostituting in the projects. And then she blamed that rumor on drunk lady Yvonne. So would Yvonne admit to saying, well, hey, yeah, I said I lied on Candy. Why would you lie on your own niece? I never did that lady anything. I never got into an argument with her or disrespected her. But then after, 2018, Yvonne was kicked me out of the house. But before, she was trying to tell me, you have no family. And she would be vicious and cruel and never wanted me around. Even in 2015, she didn't want me around when I tried to come and visit the family. I tried to love the family. I tried to bond with the family. Tried to get close with the family. Even 2007, I did not realize it felt like I was banned from the family and why the family hated me after I got out of the mental institution. If someone is having so-called mental problems, but what you do is sit there and abuse and oppress them even more rather than comforting and consoling them and supporting them. And that fucks someone's head up even more, that I got all this family and none of them love me. None of them care about me. And I think the Jefferson Parish sheriffs turned Rebecca into a perp. That incident of that night, of the night that I got into that car accident, and earlier that morning when Ramona tried to blood sacrifice me in a car accident. And then later on, the family set me up to get a ticket in the rental car. And then, I think that was the first time Rebecca was still 14. And it was before Hurricane Katrina. And that was when Rebecca started to act like a perp. Blake got out of jail. And then when Blake got out of jail, he started to act like a perp. Took my car and was gone. My smack brand new car. I just bought the car, had the car for not even an hour. Blake, one of the first things he did was take my car and was gone for at least 2 hours. Rebecca put stuff in Blake's head and told him how to start perping. Then Blake started to be abusive and disrespectful. But before Blake went to jail, Blake used to love me. Even though I didn't have that much experience, with being around him that much, But it seems like out of the 3 cousins, like, I dealt with Rebecca the most throughout those years before Hurricane Katrina. But, Blake was in jail, and then he got out of jail. And, it's like, wow, the family never did like me. They never did. And it's like, I don't understand what my twin sister started, as I said, Ramona told me that my twin sister threw me under the bus when we were still 17 years old because my twin sister reunited with the family before I did. And then after turning 18, when my twin sister tricked me into going to meet the biological family, or reunite with them, it wasn't a good experience. And me and the biological mom, Frances, had a physical situation where she kicked me, and I called the police on her. And Sean ran to the back and lied and said that I told the police that she raped me. And then Derek was an underage child, not even 17 yet. And Derek he just turned 16, I think, and he wanted to fight me. And he was still shorter than me at that time, I think. Because when I first met Derek was 14. And his voice Derek was a damn midget at 14 years old. And his voice was hard and deep at 14. But he was a tiny little runt. Excuse me. And we met him at what was called Jazzland. And my twin sister met up with him first. And it's like, I think we probably already turned 17. I don't remember if it was our junior or senior year in high school. And my twin sister tried to falsely present Derek as her new boyfriend. And so, like, when the foster mom, it was me that asked him, "Oh, what's your name?" And he said, "Darnell." And then he made a facial expression that looked identical to Wyatt. He was like, "Hold on, let me take my hoodie off so y'all can see me." So it's like, I said, "Well, what's your name?" And he said, "Darnell." Like, Wyatt used to make that goofy face, like turn his, with a deceitful looking smile on his face, or turn his head and be like that. So, like, when I'm like, "What's your name?" He said, "Darnell." Like that. And I'm like, you know what? That's Derek. And so Derek had like a little bit of contact with us. I don't know how we were able to talk to Derek on the phone when we were in 8th grade. But Wyatt came to visit us. He was 17. He came to visit us from Milwaukee and came back to New Orleans and was visiting us. He even came to the foster grandma Mildred Collins' funeral. He went to her funeral. We were in 9th grade. But and when I was in 8th grade, I didn't have all this damn targeting shit going on. And people used to love me back then. Well, I mean, still had some discrimination from being a foster child and being a special ed, but being targeted made everything way worse. But yeah, when we were in 8th grade, like Wyatt came to, I guess he moved back to New Orleans for a bit. He even graduated. I don't even know if he graduated from John McDonald High School or something like that. And I was mad at Wyatt because he tried to be like, Arthur's not your daddy because you're not light skinned like him. And I got mad, and I feel genetically destroyed. I was upset. I was like, I feel genetically destroyed. And so I was mad at Wyatt and tore up his graduation picture. And then he started the false rumor to lie and say we're color struck. So he's the one who said that we don't belong to Arthur because we're not light skinned like him. But Arthur was tan light skinned. But I'm like, y'all don't know how genetics work. I mean, as I said, if I'm not Arthur's biological child, then take me off the damn Social Security. But I am his biological daughter. But they just try to find another way to scapegoat us. And Ramona herself tried to lie and say that, Ramona tried to lie and say that, she lied and said that, hold on, I can't even think properly. All right, she lied and said that our biological dad was a brown-skinned, nappy-headed man with big bubble eyes that was crippled up in a wheelchair with AIDS, and that he died of AIDS. But they didn't want to say what his name is. But in 2022, Wyatt was perping me with that fake-ass Arthur's not your daddy bullshit. Excuse me. And then he tried to say that, I saw a couple of your brothers. I saw these two guys that I thought that looked like they could have been your brothers. And you and Brandy look just like him. That guy was walking so fast and walking so close by me. I was afraid that he was about to assault me or something. I'm like, and then that female, she's standing. Damn, it's starting to get dangerous. Keep freaking walking by me. And that's another purping with the red and black. And she was just giving me dirty looks. I don't know if that's a man or a woman. Dressed like a prostitute. So yeah, my twin sister herself, I'm disappointed at the false rumors that she made about me, because I figure that she ought to know me better than that. I thought she would know me better than to molest a child. I thought she would know me better than trying to murder a child. And she wants to lie on me and falsely paint me as a demon. But I heard that members of cults lie to people who are not compliant. I heard that narcissistic families operate like a cult hierarchy. So, Wyatt was trying to lie and say that there was two brothers that talking about that they look just like me and Brandy, talking about when we were in Milwaukee. I'm sorry, that he was in Milwaukee, not us being in Milwaukee. I meant to say when he was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and that there was two guys that were brothers that looked like us. But but Wyatt was the one who told me that his first memory as a child, he said he was 3 years old, and that the biological parents, Arthur and Francis, had sex in front of him. And I'm like, oh, that's just why it's another reason for being sexually perverted. That, oh, you're that sexually perverted that you think that was your first memory? When you were 3 years old and you saw Arthur and the biological mom, Francis, conceiving us. So how could y'all make a false rumor, lying and saying that, I'm wondering if there was a picture of this man who they want to say is our dad, and compare him to Arthur, and then put pictures of me and my twin sister and compare that. And I bet you we would resemble Arthur more. But the family, they try to keep us from Arthur's side of the family. They didn't really try to introduce us to our Aunt Betty Dyson, my cousin Ramona Dyson, who's the Ramona first, the original Ramona. And then we have some other, our Aunt Lisa, Uncle Carl, off of the mom's side of the family. All we know is the biological mom, Frances, and her kids and descendants, and the Aunt Yvonne and her descendants. But, Aunt Betty Dyson, Aunt Lisa May, Uncle Carl May, and their kids and descendants, I don't know them. I met my Aunt Carolyn off of Arthur's side of the family. I think I heard she moved to Texas. Not in New Orleans no more. Aunt Carrie. My biological half-sister, Yolanda Penn, died on Wyatt's birthday. And they didn't include Yolanda's name in Wyatt's obituary. And Aunt Marie, they would always talk about Aunt Marie. But I think she passed away in probably 2009. And I don't think we ever got to meet Aunt Marie. But Mark had talked on the phone with a cousin named Tiffany. And Mark didn't even, when we were living in Denton, Texas, and Mark was talking on the phone with someone named Tiffany, and then he hung up. And I'm like, who's that? He said, my cousin Tiffany. And I said, we have a cousin named Tiffany? And he got an attitude and said, my cousin Tiffany. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess, okay, is it my step cousin Tiffany? And then he got an attitude and started throwing a tantrum and going off. No, we have a cousin named Tiffany. And that's our Aunt Carolyn's, and Mark would talk about himself having a cousin named Charles. Well, who's this cousin named Charles? So, yeah. But any other aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, Derek has children that I never met. I heard that Wyatt has a daughter that they didn't even want to show me a picture of her. And they said that the daughter looked just like that the daughter looked just like Wyatt. And I heard that Mark has a secret child running around. I met Pete's 2 kids. And that's the only 2 kids that I know that he had. Little Arthur and Asha. You know, I think I only met them in person once. Both of them. And that was right before we met the rest of the biological family. Me and my twin sister, we were at Oakwood Mall, and we so happened to cross paths with our I don't know what to say, ex-sister-in-law, Rhonda, and little Arthur and Asha, and they were younger kids, like under 10 years old, and they still had their innocence. And Pete was locked up in prison. Excuse me. And then after that, my twin sister tricked me into meeting reunited with the biological family, and the foster mom got mad at that. And I didn't have a good experience with reuniting with the biological family. And, I wish I could have turned back the hands of time, and I acted a certain way because I was brainwashed by the foster mom and didn't know any better and didn't know the truth. But I'll tell you one thing. It would, if I had never molested Malia or Lil Randy, or those thoughts never even crossed my mind, why would I do it to Raven? If I never molested Shelly's kids, why would I do it to Raven? My twin sister tried to trade these straight up lies about me and try to make it like as if I did it out of spite or out of jealousy. And that's not true. The stalkers, the gang stalking cult network, they make false rumors about targeted individuals, lying and saying that we're, they lie and say that we're, that we're drug addicts, crazy people, schizophrenics, that we're prostitutes, we're terrorists, racists, and all that. And they lie and make smear campaigns. And so my twin sisters joined the dark side, associated with the dark one, like my whole family freaking sold out to the devil. Monica, Raymond, all of them, and they're all narcissistic. But the idea of grieving Wyatt's death, and also me grieving Wyatt's death, and then on top of that, feeling fearful every day that I'm going to be next. And I feared being next before Wyatt shockingly turned up dead. And people were saying that my twin sister was trying to sacrifice me, and that she sacrificed Wyatt, and that, they said, oh yeah, she sacrificed Wyatt because she was the last one who got off the phone with Wyatt. And I heard a bunch of different rumors. Certain people lied at first. They said that Mark walked into the room and found him dead. Come to find out, they said Wyatt had just died in his sleep at a homeless shelter. Mark wasn't in Milwaukee at the time. Mark wasn't at the homeless shelter. So it's like I heard a bunch of different mix-ups and a bunch of different stories and everything. Yeah. So I'm wondering why they just pick on me and my twin sister. They don't harass Sean. They don't harass Sean, Derek, and Belinda's deceased, but they don't harass Sean, Derek, and Pete. Me and my twin sister, we the only 2 that get picked on with that Arthur's not your daddy. Excuse me. Even though they said that Sean didn't belong to Arthur, they said that Derek's dad was a brown-skinned, nappy-headed man with big bubble eyes, or whatever, that died of AIDS. But they don't harass Derek, and they accept Derek, and the oldest brother Pete is allowed to go around Arthur Grand Prix, the dad's side of the family. And Pete does not resemble, he's supposedly Arthur Jr., but he has zero resemblance to the biological dad Arthur. But the family has done stuff like try to restrict and try to not allow us to associate with the biological dad author when the biological dad author was, author or author side of the family. Like, how y'all keeping me from other family members? Excuse me. And, like, I met my biological Aunt Carrie. I met her, like, maybe 3 or 4 times I saw her. You know, but I don't know how she would have acted when I went to go knock on her door. I mean, they had some new people staying there, and I didn't realize that she had moved. And that was the night that Yvonne refused to let me at her house and acted very nasty and abusive towards me for nothing. I don't even know if Yvonne heard that false rumor. But if my twin sister bribed or paid Wyatt to lie on me about Blake, and, you know, that made me furious. So in 2000, from then on, they had Wyatt participating in the gang stalking, so the family was mad and making like I just talk about Wyatt like a dog or dog him out or whatever. When he was sitting there lying on me, when he was freaking alive. When at least what I'm saying is the truth to the best of my knowledge and with information and experience that I've had. You know, so even Wyatt was lying and switching the story around in that video. And for Wyatt to make it like as if I'm a slickster and stuff like that. Why am I on the streets tonight? And he seemed like he was siding with the stalkers as well, with them talking about me running up to cars or chasing after cars and stuff. When people in the targeted individual community encourage, they say, why you didn't get their face or why you didn't get their license plate. So people in the TI community say, document everything, record everything. Oh, because one day we're going to take this to court. But ain't nobody's believing me. Even other professed targets separate themselves from me and don't want to associate with me. It's like, wow, I don't fit in with if I'm that horrible of a person and everybody thinks I deserve to be punished, and, you know, like, they keep on a militant mission to tell, even if it's lies, to turn everybody against me. Like, Wyatt lied on me about what happened during Hurricane Katrina. And Derek is probably going to lie too. Or probably have been lying. And the family did me so fucked up during Hurricane Katrina. They did me, even after Hurricane Katrina, they did me so fucking grimy and dirty. And Brandy, my twin sister, would even talk about moments where Wyatt would set her up. Well, that's what she would say. If Wyatt set her up for this to happen, or Wyatt set or Mark set her up, or Derek set her up, or whoever, you know. But one thing I never in my entire life did was set anybody up for anything bad to happen. Never. I never set anyone up to get arrested. I never set anyone up to get in any other kind of trouble. I don't even think of to conspire to do stuff like that. I'm a loner. I stay to myself. I don't even plot evil against other people. If I were to try, I wouldn't get away with it. You know, I'm just sitting here just trying to freaking survive, trying to live. But yeah, Wyatt used to take advantage of my money too. Like other family members, not every family member, but I listed the names of the people in the family who would try to take advantage of me. And now they lie and say that I'm a fraud and scammer. When they've been like vultures, you know, parasitically draining me out of every penny and taking advantage of me throughout the years. But now, it's been a long while since they tried. You know, they don't do that no more. But in 2018, after our Aunt Yvonne's husband died, after Daryl died, and Mark and Wyatt snuck in town and didn't tell me, They snuck in town and didn't tell me, and which was a dirty thing to do. And then, and Sean had threatened me. Hold up. Sean had threatened me and was trying to fight me, and Wyatt was not trying to stop Sean. And then he waited till Sean was gone. He didn't even try to calm Sean down or nothing. I'm like, you're just going to sit there and let Sean try to attack me? Because I busted Sean in a lie about something. Sean told me a lie about something. And so then Wyatt was trying to swindle me out of money. But I'll say one good thing about Wyatt, though. Even though Wyatt told John and Riri and the family members or in-laws or whatever in Milwaukee how to perp and how to take advantage of me and how to harass me and stuff. And he had John, the biological nephew John, fucking over me really damn bad, especially with my car. John used to steal my car every day. He used to steal my car every day. My nephew, John, who's a nephew that's older than me. And Wyatt told John and Riri and how to take, and some of the kids on how to take advantage of me. And it's a long story. A lot went on. And he told them how to take advantage of me. But he swindled me out of $600. But then he was honest enough to pay me back $400. And Wyatt is the reason why I had to leave Milwaukee and never went back since. And did not get to close that bank account in Milwaukee. I didn't get to close the bank account in Milwaukee. And been having that bank account ever since. And could never get to open up another bank account since. And that's been my bank account for almost 20 years. Because of him. And there's a perp with black and red. They both look like they're trying to walk very close by me. Look how close he is. There's another one perping with a lot of red too.
You got a lighter?
Wait, what?
You got a lighter?
Oh, I don't smoke. See, that's perp tactics right there. They're asking me for a lighter. I don't freaking smoke. And I heard other target individuals say that the gang stalkers will perp them like that too. Excuse me. This truck is a perp. Look like they got strange headlights on it. Strange headlights and tail lights. That truck is a gang stalking truck. So I showed evidence of myself being gang stalked. And I guess Wyatt, when he was alive, he must have sided with the stalkers and make it like Candy is the chief aggressor. So that's why Wyatt was not trying to pay me any mind when I tried to tell him about gang stalking, and then he proceeded to continue to be perping me and stuff like that. And he was perping me on the phone. So I figured that maybe the fake Darnell Williams perp or another perp must have sent Wyatt to me. Because they will send people from your past to come into your life and maybe try to be your handler or something. And Wyatt must have not kept up his end of the bargain to end up just randomly dying like that. But, you know, like, as I said, like, for Wyatt to be just, and then they made, like, my twin sister posted up on YouTube. I couldn't see the whole obituary. But they lied on the obituary and said that Wyatt was the peacemaker of the family. Or that he always was the one who tried to get the family, like if the family members were arguing, excuse me, he would try to, that they try to make it like he was the one who would try to be the peacemaker to bring the family back together. That's a damn lie. Because if that was the case, he damn sure, when I had altercations, I was freaking feuding with and arguing and fussing and fighting with Wyatt. A lot. You know, and Wyatt was always on some sneaky shit. Everything had to be a secret. Same thing with my twin sister. Always on some sneaky shit. Everything had to be a secret. And they be trying to sex you up to get in a world of trouble. So I don't even know if Wyatt must have disobeyed the Illuminati or something. Or disobeyed the gang stalking network and they took him out. Or maybe he might have wanted out of the gang stalking. I don't know. Because my twin sister did try to say something about that Wyatt was trying to get his life back together. Or he was trying to get his shit together. Excuse me. I don't care. I'm venting for as long as I feel I need to. And for me to look just like the rest of the family, for me to look just like the family members, and I'm wrongfully banned from the family for speaking the truth and being the family whistleblower. But they can tell lies all day. But, my twin sister, she admitted that she was sworn to secrecy to never reveal the actual identity of the fake Darnell Williams perp, and she's friends with him. And as I said, the fake Darnell Williams perp, when he get on the phone and be like, yeah, just Darnell Williams, it reminded me identical of the way Wyatt would sound when he would impersonate Ramona, saying, yeah, Candy. And it really creeped me out. So thanks for listening to me venting for 3 hours. And for me to be manipulated to feel unsafe. That for people to try to attack me or do me something at any moment. And I've been forced to have to hold my urine in from, what time was it last night? It was before 8 o'clock last night, and it's now 5:22. So I'm going to get off of here before it hits the 3 hour mark. And whenever y'all got time, just feel free to watch this video. I got more to talk about, but I'm going to end it right here.